this is where the conversation starts, right? Asmongold's like, this guy, we got to get him banned. Why? Because I'm not talking about how video game titties are too small nowadays or some shit. If I was doing that, then it's fine. Then I'm a free speech warrior. God forbid, God forbid I speak out against. Let me blast off and we'll get into it. A lot of people are Asmongold. I don't care what Asmongold is doing. Okay, stop bringing that shit in here. We got more important things. We got more important things to cover here today, folks. Okay, probably a mold soldier thinking a streamer is falling through the ceiling is mask. That is pretty masculine. Let me blast off real quick. Oh God, I hate when this shit happens. Okay, all right. Reacting to my career ending while fundraising for iDubbbz's charity cancer. And where else? What is it? Hold on. Do you see you made Tectone cry? Did I? Wait, what? Why? Trump announced that he will stop Yemen. I know. I'm going to cover that for sure. Trump no longer going to bomb Yemen after Israel civilian infrastructure. Get in now. Okay. He says it's your fault. He learned his dad is a and cry because now he isn't allowed to host his dad on a stream anymore. Wait, my fault? Wait, what are you guys talking about? Okay, I don't understand what took place. Okay, and I don't like. I know that there are. I know Trump met with Marks Carney. We'll talk about that too for sure. Tectone openly weeps, blames Hasan for noticing his father's rampant assaults. Okay. I need you guys to understand something. Did you see Tectone brainstorming with your enemies on how to attack you? No, but it doesn't matter. No, of course I don't. Why would I have? Do you think I watch Tectone streams? Why would I know that? Why would I know any of this? I'm even surprised that you guys know any of this. In any case, hold up 1 second. Where's my blast off meme? Let me blast off. Okay. It's Context Nuke Day, reacting with friends to my career ending while fundraising for iDubbbz charity, stand up to cancer, Trump no longer going to Yemen after Israel civilian infrastructure, and more news. Get in now. Okay, I mean, I guess can I clip the Content Nuke segment? I'll also link to the fundraiser in the description, of course. No, I'm going to do the Content Nuke today. Don't clip the Context Nuke. So, for those of you who don't know what took place yesterday, there's this guy named Tectone, okay? He's been kicked out of his organization that he was a part of, OTK, because it came out, I don't even know the full details, but I think it came out that like his ex-girlfriend or his ex-wife or something was credibly accusing him of assault. And I mean, he got fired from his job for that reason. I mean, he's a gross guy regardless. He's like a gross little ogre. I haven't really paid too much attention to him. I've been around him. I've been on his podcast alongside Asmongold back in the day. I'm not like super aware of this guy's background beyond that, right? And I saw a tweet that he tweeted out because he tries to basically farm Asmongold. He tries to do the Asmongold shit and just like repeat whatever Asmongold is saying, right, to try to farm his audience. And it makes sense. It makes sense that he's trying to farm his audience. Asmongold's massive, right? So he was doing this thing where Asmongold was like demanding that I get banned, right? He was demanding that I get banned because I had a title. And so I had a condensed CNN title as my title on my stream the other day, where I was saying like, who these demonstrate limits to Iron Dome, right? And his audience was like, oh, he's celebrating this. He's celebrating this. He's celebrating this. And Asmongold basically was like, that's it. That's enough. I've seen enough. We have to ban this guy. Talking about me. He was mad that I was reporting on the news. Okay. And
check us on.
He said something along these lines. I'm going to get to Tectone in a second. This is where it starts.
Stream title. He's so happy. What is
Crash
it?
Out speedrun?
Houthis show the limit
like
of the
Crash
Iron
Out
Dome.
to you?
I'm going to be honest. I've been pretty reasonable about this for a long time. I think they should ban him. I do. This is expressing material support for a group that is targeting civilians and has killed people. I have been very reasonable about this for a very long period of time, but we have crossed into the threshold of, in plain English, supporting a organization that is actively attacking civilians. This is
so funny because this literally means every single person that has ever defended Israel has to be banned, right? Like, that is the entire thing that Israel does. I mean, who's killing the most civilians? Like, are we serious right now? Israel's killed more children than like virtually every other group at this point, every other country, every other conflict at this point in like recent history. And we're over here acting like there is there's a real serious there's a real serious issue here, right? So you have a really weird effect on people. I know. It's stupid. And he doesn't know what material support means. He's oblivious. I am not offering material support to the Houthis with a condensed stream title that just talks about what is happening in Israel. And it's not even a defense. Like, it's not even, I'm not like trying to defend myself. Oh, I got caught or anything. That's just simply not what those words mean. Material support would mean like logistical support, training, sending arms, things of that nature, right? It's very illegal. I would go to jail. I wouldn't get banned off Twitch. I would go to jail. Okay? And it's protected. Like, what I'm doing is discussing the news and discussing militant resistance against Israel's genocide, which is perfectly, not only is it moral and valid, it's also perfectly protected under the First Amendment, and it's not a violation of terms of service. So he's wrong on every count, unless he thinks that like every time someone subscribes to me, it's actually giving missiles to the Houthis or something. But this is where the conversation starts, right? Asmongold's like, this guy, we got to get him banned. Why? Because I'm not talking about how video game titties are too small nowadays or some shit. If I was doing that, then it's fine. Then I'm a free speech warrior. God forbid I speak out against Israel. Ooh, all the free speech defenders all of a sudden. Yeah, that was made clear when he said voicing material support. How do you voice material support? Yeah, he does not understand any of those words. He's just saying what he heard Marco Rubio say, right? Because Marco Rubio was trying to say that expressions of defense or any sort of activism, which is protected by the First Amendment, is actually engaging in material support, which is not the case. And that distinction is important because it protects people. It protects speech. That is the real anti-free speech shit. It's like when you're trying to get the federal government to take action against someone for their speech, not when, titties are getting smaller in video games. That's not actually a First Amendment situation at all. As a matter of fact, when Sony makes like your favorite Korean cutie pie anime girl video game that's not a violation of First Amendment. That's not a violation of free speech at all. But yeah, he is trying to get me banned.
Totally unreasonable. There's no justification for this. There's no way that
Once again, what he's talking about is my stream title, Houthis demonstrate limits of Iron Dome, which is a condensed stream title of the CNN news article, which was Houthis demonstrate limits of U.S. Limitations of the United States' acts of deterrence, which of course is also, the Iron Dome is a part of that. I actually watched Tectone when he started. He used to make Genshin guides and was mostly a wholesome, fun creator. Then he went on a drama bandwagon covering any and all drama he could find. That, alongside a divorce, made him into such a toxic man, and I truly hate the right incentivizes this kind of pipeline. I don't know if the allegations are true. I hope not. He really seemed like he could be a cool dude. I mean, I've never actually thought of him as a cool dude. I always thought he was a bit of an ogre, but I was neutral on him, as I usually am. But in any case, Asmongold is trying to Blade Braver. Thank you for the material support to to terror groups with the 25 get the subs. In any case, I wouldn't even know the term virtue signaling exists if it weren't for the same chuds who are now pearl clutching over anything, not fully throating Israel. I know. And the irony here is that I don't think these guys actually give a fuck about Israel. They're just using Israel as a weapon to undermine to undermine their political opponents, or just like to get rid of an annoying nuisance on the platform that constantly calls them out for being ridiculous, right? That's it. That is precisely the point here. They don't. You think fucking Asmongold gives a shit about Israel? Get out of here, dude. He literally, Mr. I'm 99% sure the Holocaust happened. Like, he doesn't fucking care about any of this stuff. He's just like repeating whatever he thinks is going to gain him prominence, right? So anyway, this is how this starts. And of course, Tectone has to fucking repeat whatever Asmongold is saying. And he says, I'm genuinely considering full swapping to YouTube if this terrorist propaganda isn't punished harshly and immediately on Twitch. And of course, Tectone is not exactly a beloved figure at all. I mean, he's the one type of dude that, like, when he shits on me, people will have to find themselves on my side. Even if they are normally in opposition to me, they're like, okay, well, Tectone is the one guy that we'll get on board with. So he says, I'm genuinely considering full swapping to YouTube if this terrorist propaganda isn't punished harshly and immediately on Twitch. My father, my brothers, and our soldiers did not bleed, sacrifice, and die for this bullshit to be allowed and promoted on Twitch. This needs to change immediately. Now, there's a couple different ironic moments here. One, nobody really likes Tectone, which is why I said, oh no, what will anyone do if the bald pervert leaves the Twitch platform for good? Okay, that's number one. I went with the easiest route here. Number two, the notion that, like, my fathers, my brothers, and our soldiers didn't bleed and sacrifice to die for this bullshit. No. That is literally the lie that they used to tell all the time. I thought we had to go to Afghanistan and go to Iraq and, like, invade and kill millions of fucking people and displace tens of millions because of free speech. So you're wrong on every point here. You're fundamentally wrong. I thought it was because of the First Amendment, because we were protecting the first, right? I thought that's why we had to kill some fucking goat herders in Afghanistan, right? And defend the poppy fields, so that America could have free speech. That's what I was taught. So I guess not. And because he brought his dad into the conversation, using him as like a talking point, I didn't know who the fuck his dad was. I didn't know his dad was a veteran. I don't even know Tectone like that. But I did know that he got he got booted out of OTK because he had credible sexual assault allegations launched against them from his former partners. So I did know that. And even then, I was gracious enough not to, like, use that. I just called him a bald pervert, right? Turns out his dad, also a bald pervert. I didn't know. How am I supposed to know? It's not my fault. Turns out his dad not only is a bald pervert, but he's like a famous bald pervert. Okay? Everybody started talking about how, like, Tectone, why'd you bring your dad and his service into this? Because it's not like his record is untarnished. And I was like, what's this? Turns out his dad literally was responsible for so many sexual assaults that the military actually took action against him, even though he is a high-ranking colonel. Colonel Iron Mike, okay? His dad, and let me tell you something, okay? If you know anything, and I've covered this stuff a lot, if you know anything about the American military rarely ever addresses rape or sexual assault. They are notoriously bad at this. There is a major problem with sexual assault and rape in the military, and the American military doesn't really like to cover it that much. They actually, one could say, cover it up, right? Major issue within the United States military. So it's incredibly rare, especially when you have a high-ranking military member, a colonel who is a Vietnam veteran that is outed and actually prosecuted and goes to jail for doing any kind of sex pest behavior, sexual assault, rape, whatever, right? And his dad was apparently such a serial sexual assaulter, and I didn't know any of this shit, that he became a precedent-setting case. So much so that it turns out, just like Tectone, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. His dad was a 5-star pervert, okay? 4-star pervert. Yeah, your military colonel getting caught up for sexual assault is like a CEO getting fired for worker exploitation. Exactly. It's just like, it's ridiculous. So anyway, I covered that, laughing, joking about it, whatever, right? And he responds and says, bro is going after my 75-year-old cancer-ridden dad because of an alleged sexual harassment claim from 17 years ago when I was 15 years old to try to paint me as a rapist. This guy is fucking psychotic. He must be upset because his best friend is on trial right now. And I didn't even understand what he was talking about, but apparently when he met best friend, I think he was talking about Diddy or something. Like he's trying to say P. Diddy's my best friend. I think that's what it is. I don't know. He's very stupid. So I don't really know what he was trying to imply there. I said, they got your dad's sex crimes in the congressional record, man. Why are you still chirping? I mean, I'm sorry, but if you give me an opening like that, you know, what am I supposed to do? It's not alleged. Like, not only was he convicted, it wasn't alleged. He was convicted. He went to jail for it, paid a fine for it, $30,000 and 3 months in prison or 3 months in jail. But also on top of that is in the congressional record. Shouts out to Representative Jackie Spire, Democrat from California, 12th district, talking about Tectone's dad. Do you see Asmon leave out the fact that Tectone called his dad a war hero before it got leaked? He was a rapist, and he said that doesn't matter. I didn't see anything because I don't watch Asmongold. When the fuck would I watch Asmongold? I don't have time to do that. Okay, I'm too busy touching grass and playing basketball and shit. Okay, don't be mad to the annoying reactionary because his dad was a powerful pervert. What are we on today? So yeah, apparently he went live today, and I don't know. You guys were saying he like cried about it or something. I feel bad. Like I do feel bad on a human to human basis. Like
you could do it.
Like he is a horrible dude. Like Tectone is a horrible dude, but it still makes me feel some type of way when I see someone crying. Like I know I probably shouldn't feel bad, but I kind of do. I mean, he is not a good dude, and seemingly his dad wasn't a good dude either. So maybe I shouldn't feel bad. I don't know. It's hard. He blames you. Of course he's fucking blaming me. That's the only way to get out. That's your get out of jail card. If you're a right-wing reactionary, you could kill someone on the fucking street. You could kill a child on the street, and you turn around and you're like, well, Hasan hates that I killed this child. And everyone goes, oh, okay, never mind. It's good. Right-wingers at this point, especially online, don't have any real discernible politics. They don't have any real tangible issues that they care about. It's all reactionary associations. So it's more so about fighting the good fight against someone that they are annoyed by. And that person is me, because I'm seen as like the beacon of leftist politics for some reason. And that's it. So for these guys, like he could literally just like kill a child on the street and then turn around and be like, Hasan hates that I killed this child, guys. Everyone will be like, all right, never mind. Actually, it's good that you killed this child, you know?
Really know how to feel about it. I obviously feel awful.
I don't know why I have this vibe that really,
so I suppose,
really outs the horrible people. I just, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Brother, you were too kind for your own good. This guy spent months harassing Frogan. I don't give a fuck about his fake tears. Imagine being so hated that LSF sides with Hasan over you. Yeah, that's true.
I suppose, due to this all being resurfaced by Hasan, I suppose I will no longer be interacting with my father in any way, shape, or form on my stream or my content.
I don't get it. He literally had his dad on the stream 2 months ago. What the fuck? Like and the only reason why I know this, once again, don't watch Tectone clips at all. But the only reason why I know this is because apparently he had his dad on to literally talk shit about me. His dad was talking about, you know, fuck Hasan. That's what he was saying. Now, this isn't something that's resurfaced, bro. You brought it up. You were like, yo, my daddy didn't sexually assault those women so that Hasan could exercise his First Amendment rights in the most inconsistent position you could ever arrive at. You know what I mean? Like, how did I do this? I wasn't even in the United States of America when his dad was doing this shit. How the fuck am I responsible, man? How does his dad, does his dad know who you are? I don't know. Anyway, he was, brother, man, his dad was reading the chat. That's it. Brother, he knew about his dad and he was still fucking having his dad on the stream regardless. What are you talking about? Like, him reading the chat doesn't matter. But that's the clip I saw. But here, this is from 2 months ago. Tectone talking about his father's sexual assaults before there was proof versus after he was exposed.
Your father went to jail for the same rape shit. Oh, really? Wait, tell me more, man. Tell me more. What else?
Funny tweet about it. This is the most 4K this you archival footage from a congressional hearing. Yeah.
Who'd my dad rape? Oh, by the way, Jenna's at St. I deal with people like this on a daily basis, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yep. Oh, 5 women in the military accuse your father of rape. Really?
It's public info.
That's crazy. You think so? What else?
I can't. I need to explain something here. Like, he's over here defending his dad, which, you know, like, I get it. That's your dad, right? It's not the best thing to do. I mean, this is one of those moments where, like, yeah, blood is thicker than water, but like, this is the type of thing where you're like, okay, that's indefensible. You know what I mean? But even then, it's like the only reason why it's being brought up to him right here 2 months ago, apparently, is because he was exposed for sexual assault. Like, he has sexual assault allegations against him from his previous relationship. Like, he got fired from OTK for that reason. And that's why someone was actually bringing up his dad.
You want to talk about my dead granddad too? That's the part where we usually go.
Wait, what? What did his grandfather do? What the hell's going on?
We usually go from the dad and then we bring up the dead grandfather. Do we want to talk about my grandfather too or no? That's why he went to jail discussing vote. Really, man? That's interesting. How do you know so much?
Wait, it was in the congressional record, man. I don't understand. It was in the congressional record. Like, what is happening? What is going? It's like, it's not just the public record. Okay, this was a unique case, considering how high level ranked his dad was, considering how prevalent this kind of stuff is in the United States military. What does this mean? I can understand attacking old sexual creep-ridden cancer veteran, but calling us on a ball is a step too far. So I don't get it. Like, so Asmongold is attacking me for this? Like, how is this my fucking fault? People will be like, bro, you don't take accountability for anything. It's like, what about these motherfuckers? I didn't do none of this. What do you think? You think I'm the one? Am I the one who hypnotized his dad into doing what he did? Am I the one who petitioned, I don't know, the representative from California 12th District, Jackie Spire, from putting into the congressional record and in the U.S. House of Representatives a major issue using Tectone's father as a problem within the American military? Like, I didn't do none of this. Republicans always do the same thing, okay? Conservatives do this all the time. They go, dude, you know what's worse than racism? You calling it out. You know what's worse than doing sexual assaults and going to jail for it? Calling it out. Why would you point attention to it? And it's like, I didn't even know this shit. You're the one who brought it up. You're the one who brought your dad into the conversation to try to get me fucking banned. You brought your sexual assaulter dad into the fucking convo to be like, you gotta get banned. My dad didn't sexually assault those women in the military so that Hasan could exercise his First Amendment rights. And it's like, all right, like, what do you want me to do? I didn't know what the fuck your dad was up to. This time next week, he's gonna be tweeting some Christ is King shit, calling it now. I could see that.
How are you so all-knowing, man? Tell me more things that I don't know.
Why does everyone who always hates you end up being the biggest creeps? I think it's a target-rich environment online for creepers. Like, that's just the case, right? The internet is already densely populated with this kind of stuff, right? So I think a lot of people find themselves on the right, on the right-wing politics side, especially when they're just like not exactly great people. And because a lot of people's like political framework online especially is so drama focused, and it's not about like issues at all, because it's so drama obsessed, it's so drama focused, that like they have presented me as a beacon for progressive politics, for woke, right? For all things woke. And attacking me means like, this is my position. I'm attacking this fucking guy who's woke and he sucks. Because I'm just one fucking person. You know what I mean? I'm not the beacon of left-wing morality. I am not like communist Jesus or anything like that. I'm just a fucking political content creator, you know? What's funny, this info got out the same day he made a video about you. Yeah. It's just odd. It's odd that like these guys think that they can just like pull the fuck Hasan ripcord and just move on, you know? I bring a vibe to content creation that creeps and narcissists really don't fuck with. Exactly. I think he genuinely didn't know that info until you posted about it, despite being public record. I genuinely think he's too stupid for this theory to be true. You think so? You think he actually didn't know? Anyway. So yeah, apparently now Asmongold's like talking about how he's crying as well. I'm pretty sure he knew, man. Pretty sure he knew. I think he didn't know how public it was. I mean, he went to jail. Why does he think his dad went to jail when he was 15? For like no reason? Like he went to jail for 90 days. How long will we be accepting donations for? 9 months ago. What is this? My father was diagnosed with cancer 2 weeks ago. He's my best friend and been my role model my whole life. I'm attempting to stay strong and keep it together, but this is very hard to remain consistent. I mean, listen, cancer fucking sucks, okay? And I hope his dad recovers. Like, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not shitting on that at all. Don't say like Fafo for that. You know what I mean? He's a 75-year-old dude, okay? Yeah, he was a freak in his military career. We don't know what he's been up to. You know? We don't know what he's been up to. We don't know what he's been up to. I don't fucking know. Wait, my dad's the fucking man. I know he'll beat this, but it is scary. I love you, Dad, very much, and thank you for being there when I needed you. Yeah, there's no reason to go through this. I thought you were going to say, like, this was going to talk about his record or something. All right. I think any other situation you'd rightfully say get fucked. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a really weird situation because, like, I know he would never do that. I know he would never extend this kind of grace to someone like myself or someone on my team, you know what I mean? And he wouldn't even do that for ideological reasons. He would just simply say that and do that because it's a good way to farm. It's a good way to make money. It's a good way to grift. But even then, I don't know. When facing it head on, when seeing it in real time, still makes me feel some type of way. It's hard. You're falling for the crocodile tears, my guy? I'm a little bit of a pussy. You guys know this, okay? You know this. You know this. He's a fucking monstrous piece of shit, okay? Tectone is a monstrous piece of shit. He's actually done horrible things, allegedly done horrible things to his close and personal. His output is dog shit. He's a bald ogre sex pest, basically. His output is awful. It's just like he's trying to fucking hold on to whatever crumb of clout that he can get on board with, so he can just like farm. He can farm other really horrible, monstrous pieces of shit online for subs and whatnot. But you know, when I see someone crying, it still makes me feel kind of bad. Yeah, he also rips into Frogan quite a bit in a really hostile manner, and I hate that shit. It is a real wild moment though, where it's like, I'll be watching the context puke in a little bit. Hold on. We haven't even started it yet. Did he deploy white woman tears? Yeah, he deployed white balding rapist tears. This is a very different technique. You know what's really funny about this, by the way? Like, the internet is so busted. Look at this. Sportskeeda didn't think a song could get any lower. Netizens react as Tectone calls out HasanAbi for going after his cancer-stricken father. Is that what happened? Sportskeeda? Is that what happened? Because I feel like the story here is a little different than the way you're presenting it, you know? The irony here is that, like, I wouldn't have known any of this shit if he didn't put it on my radar. You know what I mean? This motherfucker's been coming after me for months, it seems. He's been coming after me for fucking months. And then the one time I recognize his existence on this planet as being objectively bad, all of a sudden, I'm the bad guy. Like, what do you mean? Anyway, bald rapist himself. HasanAbi goes off at Tectone by discussing his father's alleged sexual harassment case. It's not alleged. What do you mean? He went to jail. Words mean things. And he didn't say shit when you were at Iron Forge despite throwing shade the few weeks before. Yeah. Anyway, judge me by my enemies. That's how it usually works. You already know. All right. Let's get into it. Israel strikes Yemen airport, but Trump says the U.S. will stop bombing the Houthis.